Could you tell me a little bit about your experience and how you got vaccinated?
Yeah, so I, was really excited about the idea of the vaccine. I wanted to get it early on. And so I was eligible as like a education worker. But it was something I was really comfortable with, and I didn't have, a negative experience or side effects really with it. So I consider myself pretty lucky, but, it's something that I'm excited about.
Okay, cool. What were some of your experiences or symptoms, if you had any?
Mostly fatigue. My arm was really sore, but that was kind of about it.
Okay, thanks. Do you want to say anything else about the vaccine program or the work that you do?
I think the work that we do is really, really important and needed. Maybe not so much forcing people to get the vaccine. I don't think that we're all about that. I think it's more about getting access to services if they want it, access to the information about it to clear up. There's lots of talk about the vaccine, so it's really about bringing this information and resources to the population that we serve.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate your support.
I got the vaccine. I got my first dose in February and then my second in March. At that time I was excited, but I was also a little bit nervous because I didn't know a lot about it, and I don't normally get vaccines. I don't get the flu vaccine. And there's a lot of nervous energy around it. But I realized that the things I was nervous about came from an absence of knowledge. And so I did what I could to learn about it and study it, and decided to trust in people who've dedicated their lives to developing something to help save people's lives. And so at that point I got it, and I was super excited by the time I got to go in, and yeah.
Cool, great. Thank you for sharing. Did you have any experiences or symptoms with the vaccine?
On my first dose, I got a sore arm. But on my second dose of Moderna, I ended up getting sick, which honestly at that time, at the second dose, I was excited when I got sick because I knew it was working. And so it was like this weird thing where I just got to watch cartoons and like lay in bed and feel sick and know I was safe. It was kind of cool.
I was against vaccination to the last minute, but COVID variant came in and I decided to get it.
Cool. Did you feel any symptoms from getting vaccinated? You didn't feel any symptoms?
No.
Okay. And did you have to get vaccinated because of the mandates going around?
No.
No?
They just offered it here.
Okay. And how do you feel now that you're vaccinated?
Safe.
Safe? Okay.
My experience was alright. It's kind of scary hearing everyone else have like their theories on it. But at the end of the day, it did help me, like my immune system, stay stronger.
Yeah. Did you have any symptoms or feelings after getting vaccinated?
Just a sore arm, but that's about it.
Okay. And how do you feel now?
I feel better. I had got the first dose and I never got the second until you guys came. So now I feel less sicker with both of the shots, not just one. So that actually like is a problem with it too.
Okay.
So yeah.
Great. And did you have any hesitation or like?
Yeah, I did, but I would like to be vaccinated and just have that card around so I could be able to go into places. It's kind of messed up, but that's the way it is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, what was your experience getting vaccinated?
Well, I got vaccinated back in January, so I was one of the first people to get vaccinated, and it was really interesting because I had to go to a fire station out in San Fernando, and it was a very dystopian type of situation and a long line, and so I was really happy to see a lot of people getting in line to get vaccinated for the first shot. I didn't really feel too much. My arm hurt, that was about it. A month later in February, I did have the second vaccine, and I did get a little sick, but it was just like a day or two, and then I was done, and I'm like, cool, we're vaccinated.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about other folks getting vaccinated or vaccines?
Yeah, no, I think it's so important. I also support everybody's decision to know what's best for their own bodies, but for the greater collective and, for the sake of moving on from this pandemic and just going back to as normal as we possibly can. I think that if the more people we can get vaccinated to keep them safe, the better. And so I'm all here for any efforts to keep that initiative going.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, so I'm Gabriel with the CRT education team, asking people what their experience was like with the vaccine. So if you could share, what was your experience like?
It wasn't too bad. My first dose, I didn't really have any reactions. And then my second dose was a little bit more intense. I was in my bed cuddled up to the sheets for about 24 hours because of body aches. And I feel I had a fever, but I never checked it. And I tried to refrain from taking any medicine so I can get all the antibodies. But it was weird. 48 hours after, as if nothing happened. 100%, 10 out of 10, I was all good. And I have been safe since. I haven't been COVID positive.
How do you feel about being vaccinated?
Originally, when I first got vaccinated, I felt a lot safer. Felt a little bit more like I had like a layer of protection over me, whether I was masked or not. And being in public just made me feel like I had a little bit more protection from when we first found out about COVID, and all I had was hand sanitizer to put all over my body, and masks weren't even really a thing yet. And so I was like, oh, sweet, okay. But now I don't really think about it as much. I just continue to wear my mask, even though I'm not wearing it right now. I continue to wear my mask most of the time, and it's just kind of part of our life now.
All right, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.